I'm Giaya Ariati. I'm the code to unlock the matrix. Beautiful brothers and sisters, welcome. Today we're speaking into doing a direct channel and how I know and commune with life. And I wanted to share this as many of us don't know what it is that we are being guided to because we don't take the time and the space to listen. Now, for the last 4 years, I've intentionally gotten up at before dawn every morning and sat with God every day. I sit with God and I ask God, what am I in service to? God, what do I need to see? God, what do you need to show me? It's not meditation. I don't sit there for hours meditating, which is a powerful tool, but I actually ask and I commune and conversate. I receive intuitive guidance, I channel, I get downloads, I rewire my neural pathways by coming into source information, by coming into that of the profound wisdom of stillness in movement. And what is really powerful about this is that you can receive your mission objective. You can receive information for the day that you didn't even know you had access to. What it is that you're being guided to do. Perhaps you need to go for a walk to a very specific place, or maybe you're going to a specific coffee shop. Instead of waiting till you're walking on the path, you start to become the prophesy to your own life. You become the visionary, the oracle to your own experience, because you start listening to source, the all-knowing intelligence, the I am that is always there, always moving through us. And so when we take time to honor our inner being, to come into mind-heart coherence, relax our nervous system, let our sympathetic nervous system start to calibrate the heart to the gut to the brain, information comes with ease. Yet if we're blocking ourselves with noise, poisons, relationships, stories, thoughts, then we don't hear, and most of us are not as in devotional practice as being in the listening of the little fine-tuned thoughts in moment to moment to moment to moment, word by word, to redirect ourselves. And so creating that space for devotion every day at the start of the day is paramount, because you are a human being. You are a human being that is learning what you are in the fullness of your I am source connection. And it is a unfair expectation of your human to think that you're going to see things in a world of distraction, in a world of suffering, in a world of noise. And so to develop that skill is discipline. Discipline of creating space and time. Discipline moment to moment starting to listen. And so as I was creating discipline to listen so strongly, and it developed quickly, I was asked to spend a period of 3 months getting up and channeling directly with infinite intelligence for 4 hours a day. And when I started doing that, it was so frequency transformative. My body changed, my mind changed, my capacity, my memory, my ability to digest food, all of the things. I became the leanest I'd ever been. I was full of energy, excitement, creation. And that's because I devoted 4 hours a day to being in direct source communion and conversation. Now, that is an extreme level, and not everyone is called to that much service or devotion, and can be a lot on the neuro pathways and on the human being. I chose it because that was my path. Your path may be different. But even taking 30 minutes to an hour to sit and to journal and ask God, what do you require of me today? Source or heart, sacred heart or creator, I am. What is there to be aware of today? What do I require to create today? Where am I limiting myself today? And if you ask these simple questions, and some of you might receive a small answer or an energy or a past memory that reflects you onto the now moment, you have awareness and transformation of your frequency and your vibration, which then allows you to live more present, to be more aware when something does show up, to be able to see things when you start to fall into patterns of the separate mind. This gift, this offering of Source Communion can guide you through the most easeful, graceful life if you choose to devote and have the discipline to have that as your primary relationship. Before the relationship with yourself, before the relationship with your children, before the relationship with your partner, before the relationship with your work, your service. The number one relationship is the oneness that exists as the intuitive guidance, the spiritual wisdom, the guide to your life. Now this morning I was woken by God at 3 a.m. Now I wanted to go back to sleep. I knew that I had calls. Yet the message was, it's time to get up. It's time to look at what is active in your heart. Now that sent me down a whole creation path of recognizing I need to cancel some bank accounts, finding new bank accounts which I've been asking for to transition over that are more aligned to New Earth frequency and what I'm creating for humanity and myself. That I then created an entire event to offer the DAC process, a transformation and complete frequency offering of quantum leaping from starvation consciousness into divine wealth. I got to send that out, create some posts. I've been in the directive of God, and then I sat and I got, it's time for stillness. I still have half an hour before I have a facilitation call. I'm full of energy, I'm full of light, I'm full of omnipresence, yet I got sit in stillness. Listen to God's messages through the word of song. Now I love Christian music. It's beautiful. And when you see the metaphors and the truth behind the word, and you hear the word for what it is, you might like it too. And so as I'm listening to this beautiful song called The Chosen One, I am receiving the energy. And the message came, how do I support the 144? And so here I am, right now, listening to God's message. All I got was the question. And that guided me to create this exact education, this exact offering of support, this gift of my guidance for you, which is your guidance. Because we are one of the same. So what I speak here, I speak for myself. What I speak here, I speak for all. And so when I ask this, I'm going to offer it in a direct transmission or communion conversation so that you can feel the frequency of what God has to share with me. Although I know this is what is serving the 144, I also know that there is more awareness here. And so when you're sitting in devotion and you're sitting hearing, make sure you receive the whole message. Make sure you check, is there more? Are we complete? What else is here? So that you don't cut off your guidance before you've received all of the important information. So in that, I'm going to invite you now to close your eyes down, to take 3 deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. And I'm going to ask God, because that's what resonates to me in the I am, is the God consciousness of the omnipresence in all that I am, that you are, that we are, in totality. God, how do I support the 144? For the best support at this point of your evolutionary journey and in resonance to those that will receive you, it is important for you to start to hear the subtleties of the nuances of consciousness that are provided in your newly arrived state of being. That these nuances of consciousness are the fine threads of vibration that still permeate your physical being, and by listening to these physical expressions that move through you and from you, instead of what has been the previous experience of casting a judgment or a false narrative of what you may be feeling, asking what you are experiencing in loving awareness. And if you can see the loving awareness that your body and your physical expression is providing to you, you will receive the clear insight where flow is maintainable before it meets a point of contrast through the turbulence of what might be extreme physical energetic manifestation or sensations in your body. Although you no longer function from trauma or karma, there is an awareness that by defaulting into a previous construct of reality, that you will not feel the body in the way that it is presenting through sensation of the micro movements, offering you a gift of information and solidified experiential expression of God consciousness. That what will happen is, if you dismiss these micro movements of physical twitches or perhaps subtleties of digestion, breath, tingles, they will become that of a magnetic force of intensity in which it puts you at the effect of this reality and the human condition being that of causing you enough discomfort to move into the separate mind's interpretation of reality, the separate thought, rather than experiencing loving awareness in the form of information. You will then become the human experiencing, feeling, the human experiencing discomfort, the human experiencing contrast to learn the information that was provided through ease and grace. And so this offers you a point of commitment and devotion in itself to hear those tiny little expressions of physical anatomy that are gifting you the pathway of God's message. The information being that of your physical interpretation of the environment around you and from you. This will provide you more solidification in your current state of being and guidance that allows for more receptivity in the path of ease and grace. For those of the beings that you are supporting, they also hear this message in their own interpretation of mind. This mind provides them the knowing that they too, to witness their own intuitive guidance channel, is to hear their body's messages in communion and conversation with life. And if the niggles and the constrictions and the tension provide themselves and they do not hear or listen, that they too will find themselves in some form of shadow consciousness, ego interpretation, or descending into an expression of the realms of separation self, only to return once more in ease and lightness. If the human being uses the mastery of the physical body in which it has been developed and provided in this advanced technology by noticing physicality first, then spirit, guidance, and intuitive wisdom becomes a much more easeful experience, because instead of going up and out of body to receive, you're receiving from your present here now moment. You're bringing spirit into form, and you are becoming the kingdom of heaven and the temple of light, where the wisdom keeper is the present human expression. For those that still believe that the higher realms are of more spiritual insight are in the delusion of being with what their matter has to share. The forgotten self is stored in the body because the body has been forgotten. And if the body is remembered, the wisdom is remembered. Taking a beautiful deep breath into that beautiful message. And exhaling it out. And breathing it in. And exhaling it out. And breathing it in. And out. Now, for me, I've spent a lot of time developing this skill, and it is not expected for you as a human being to be at this level of mastery. Yet you do have the capacity to be just as clear and in conviction of your own source, God, creator, channel, your sacred heart, if you develop that connection to the physical body to receive the energy in transcription through mind. Your brain is what creates the words. Your heart is what filters the truth. Your physical body, your nervous system, is what allows the energy to move. Clear information is not just from the crown chakra through the brain. You cannot perceive truth without the heart. You cannot receive grounded knowledge without being anchored deep into the earth. As above, so below. And your body is designed for you to be this infinite, all-knowing being. It just takes some devotion to hear it, to honor it, to love it, and to become one with it. I hope you enjoyed this offering. And if you would like to receive more, please join our mailing list for a special promotional godly experiences. Sometimes when I hear the word come through me in words that I have still got a point of view on, it is quite interesting. If you would like further work with me, currently I am offering 44 one-on-ones. These are 30-minute transformational sessions in direct channel with the 4 quadrants to look at one core wound and transform that into a creation point to solidify a new frequency and quantum leap your energy. As well as we have on the 14th of April, starting the DAC process, 12 weeks to core healing, which is a group facilitation and a pathway to unlocking your sovereignty. I love you, beautiful souls. Please like and subscribe, and if you would like to support my work, you're more than welcome to donate in sacred exchange for this gift.